Hey everybody, how's it going out there? Dappa11 here with another review with the Hasbro 2014 Star Wars The Black Series Collection Toys R Us exclusive Jabba's Rancor Pit. Now this is for the 3 3/4 inch scale, and this I suppose is considered or listed as a playset. This was a gift to me by my wife a little over a year ago, and figured it was time to open it up and give it a review and check it out. So let me show you here on the lower left. They have Luke Skywalker, and to our right we have the Gomorian Guard, Rancor in the middle, and then upper left we have Princess Leia in the slave outfit, which Carrie Fisher despised with a passion. And then we have C-3PO and Jabba the Hutt. So let's open it up and check it out and see what it's all about. But before I open it up and take them out, let's go ahead and take a look at what the box says on the back, on the top. And here we have Jabba's Rancor Pit. In his palace on Tatooine, Jabba the Hutt treats Princess Leia as one of his slaves. Luke Skywalker infiltrates the palace but has no luck persuading Jabba to release his friends. Instead, the crime lord throws Luke into the Rancor Pit along with an unlucky Gomorian Guard. As the vicious Rancor attacks, everyone gathers around to watch as Luke fights for his life. And then on the back there's a little bit of an artwork there of the Rancor just chomping down on what is likely to be a Gomorian Guard, his snack. So okay, let's open it up and check it out. Alright, first up let's take a look at Luke Skywalker. Took off the robe so we could get a better look at the articulation and sculpt and detail. But let's look at the accessories first. Here we have his tool to assemble his lightsaber. I don't know the name of it, but I believe that's what this tool is for. And then we have his lightsaber when deactivated. Cool. Then of course there is the lightsaber itself when activated. And when you have bright lights on, it has a nice color to it. A slight bend, I guess, maybe. Maybe not. And let's get his robe out of the way. His robe is just your standard robe that you'd see with the Jedi and vintage collection. Okay, let's take a look at the figure itself. You can see he's got really good detail on the face. Maybe that peg stand isn't the best one suited for this character, but anyways, there you have it. You have a nice detail sculpt on the face. He's got a really serious look, like he's in battle, well, as he should, facing the Rancor. And the articulation is fantastic. This is definitely a highly articulated character. He's got ball joint at the shoulders, elbows, knees bilateral, oh, and ankles too. And he's also got the hips that can abduct, so you can have kicks and more articulation basically. And then you have a really nice detailed paint detail for the glove, or for the belt. And so you see him there. See it on the back. Just nice little touch-ups. There is cloth. This is plastic right here, and then cloth here, and then this is plastic. So there's a little bit of cloth, and that's good because that allows the hips to laterally move. And then of course he's not only got swivel, but he's also got I can see the joint right there, but I don't want to force it. So he's highly articulated, really nice sculpt, accessories. This is what you'd expect from Vintage Collection and Black Series just brought an A game here, so I'd give this one, I'd say about a 9 out of 10. Let's go to the next. Okay, so now on to the second figure, which is the Gomorian Guard. Fantastic figure. Even this one outdoes Luke just for the sheer detail. Now, not only is this figure highly... Well, let's get into the weapon first. As you can see here, it's the same one as used in the Vintage Collection, but without the paint detail. Same weapon, but no, far less detail on the paint. So it's so-so. Now the figure makes up for it. Now you can already see from the paint detail, he has that slimy look. They gave him a gloss in his look, so he has that slimy look that he had in Return of the Jedi. You can see he's just all nice and slimy. Okay, so you can see here that he's got the paint detail on the shin, not on the shin, but on the shoulder guards, wrists, and even the hat, which does come off. And then you can see the horn details. Nice figure. And then on the chest plate, maybe there we can see it a little bit easier. See, they went all out on the detail, even there, though it's covered up by the harness. And then this is some kind of cloth-like material made to look like it's some kind of animal fur. But the axe detail, axes, as you can see here, 2 paints, blade, and a little bit of rust on it. And then you have the wood, so maybe 3-toned. Oh, it's not focusing on it. There we go. And then there's this one as well. Here's his back. Okay, articulation here. Oops. So we're going to go ahead and have a little bit of difficulty with his shoulders here because of the shoulder armor. But it does rotate here. He's got ball articulation at the elbows, at the knees. And then you can see the wrists, the feet. Getting tongue-tied and getting my body parts all mixed up. And then you can see here where it's tied in, and he's even got ball joint at the hips, though he cannot lift them laterally, move them to the side, abduct them, or anything like that. Very nice figure. Very, very nice. Now he's stocky, so he does not get to move all that much, but for his size, I mean, he can move for his size. You can put him in some pretty good articulated poses for his size and whatnot. So I'll give him a 9.1, 9.2 out of 10 scale. Just above Luke. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, on to the next, C-3PO. Definitely the most unique C-3PO that I have thus far. Not that I have that many, but as you can see here, the faceplate comes off and exposes his innard workings, as well as his right thigh. It's pretty cool. His articulation is fantastic, as well as I put it up here so you can see that though it cannot raise upwards with the shoulder joint as it is right here, all you have to do is rotate it, and then of course you have more articulation. It's ball joint at the elbows, the wrists, the knees, and I'll just go ahead and show you right here. As you can see, it does somewhat have some movement within the shoulder plate itself. So, and then of course he's got movement at the hips, though not laterally, or you can abduct them, and then ankles he's got articulation as well. So as you can see here, he's got a little bit of black paint detail within the palms of his hands, and then his shin is silver. Turn him around over here and you can see paint detail on the mid back. And though he's not shiny, so to speak, I mean, at least it looks like he's somewhat weathered, as you would expect him to be here in the desert, especially within the confines of Jabba's palace. Let's put this on here, and you can see here that fits on there rather nicely. Put his faceplate on here, and then you said it had no idea that you could take these off when looking at it through the package, but there you go. C-3PO. Okay, so here is Princess Leia in the slave outfit that Carrie Fisher disliked so much. Oops. So here, as we can see, she has just that skiff's staff and with no paint detail. Really don't need to waste any time on this. It's just bland. Unlike the figure here with great detail. So you can see that she has the literally toned waist, and the paint detail for the strap harness or whatever this part is called that goes around her neck and chest, and then you have the chain right here, the braided hair, the makeup. Really nice figure. Toned abs. And you can see that she's got the same articulation that the vintage collection has had, and that's the ball joint at the shoulders and elbows, knees, and even the ankles, bilateral, and the rotating wrists. And does this go up and down? No, I don't believe it does. Okay, well, you can see here, and underneath see paint detail on her legs. And this is up behind the legs and thighs, I guess, or hips. Alright, and she's got this glass. She's got the paint detail around the arms. And here's her back. Maybe a little paint spots right there. And the top of her hair. And of course the rest of the skirting. Well, pretty cool figure. Though, you know what I noticed here on this particular one? Two different, the hair tones are just different. The braid compared to the hair on her head. Two different tones, so I think that might be a mistake there. You can see the braid's dark. Yep, not the same hair tones, so there's a little bit of a flaw. Okay, well, with this figure I'd have to go, probably because the paint flaw, gosh, I don't know, 8.9 to 9. Hate to take away a point, I hate to take it below a 9 just because of the paint, but anyways, still a great figure. Alright, let's get to Jabba now. Okay, here we go with Jabba the Hutt. Now, as you can see here, just to give you a comparison to the Return of the Jedi Kenner figure, he is a little bit smaller. Here's a 1980 whatever 3 version. And then this one here is our Black Series version, and I believe that he's probably a recast from an older mold that I did not have. This is my second Jabba ever. I know, right? And here his arms are articulated. So that Kenner version that I have from the 80s does not do that. So he's got articulation in the arms. Let's do a double bicep pose. Pizza pose. So, not much detail in the eyes. Oh, he rotates up here. But, no tongue, no eye. You'd think he'd have a tongue that would move back and forth, but just kind of a bland paint. Though it is better. I mean, I don't know, I guess this is what I was stuck with for 30 plus years. First world problems. So you can see here, at least the eyes are sunken in, and there seems to be a bit more detail to the skin than this one. Just my opinion, but I like the paint in this a little bit more. So, let's see, and here it is, whatever it reads. Lucasfilm, made in China, Hasbro, blah, 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 Umbridge, UB, 1ET, UK. Well, anyways, no year stamped on there, but here he is from the back. It's mostly green. And it's really not that big of a deal. Alright, so on to the finale, to the main attraction, and that is the Rancor himself. Well, alright, here we go. Here is the big baddie, the big bad Rancor of Jabba's lair. Now, as you can see here, he's pretty big. And for scale, I just went ahead and put him in the most upright position I could get him into without him falling over. Instead, the Gomorian Guard and Luke in front, so you can see just how big this guy is. Now, if you have the original, you'll have an idea for comparison, and if you don't, I'll go ahead and just set the original right there, just so you can get an idea of just how big this Black Series Rancor is. Now, let me go ahead and set this one away, whose gimmick feature was somewhere on his back. We can, hey guys, how's it going? So, this guy, his mouth does move, but there is no gimmick on the back. You open it, it stays. Let me get Luke out of here. And we'll find out here in a minute if we can get a Gomorian Guard in there. And you know what? I bet we could get his head in there if we tried, but I don't want to scratch his paint. Oh yeah, you could get his head in there. But yeah, I don't want to get him all scratched up, even though this is rough right here. So let's check out the articulation here. He's got rotation at the wrists. And he's got rotation right around the humerus bone, where it meets up with the shoulder right here. But you can see here the gap. So the weight of the arms, if you have the arms in an up position, are going to expose any gaps, because this is a heavy plastic. So the shoulders do go up. You can hear it crackling and popping. Gosh, this guy's really tall. And he won't stand up upright without the risk of him falling over. But gosh, he's got to be almost 2 feet, really tall. And here's a really kind of cool thing. His head rotates like this. But look what they did there. They gave him a little piercing for his ear. Oh, ain't that cute? Never noticed that in the movie, but yeah, he's got a piercing. So here's his back. And what I'll do here at the end of the video is I'll put some still pictures in diorama settings so you can get a closer look at the articulation or paint details of the figure. Well, here's something else about the articulation of the hips for the Rancor, along with the feet, ball joint at the feet and ankles, I should say. It's a heavy plastic, but man, I really don't like this arm joint gap. But I'll have to just put him in a position to where that you don't have to really, or I won't have to look at it. But and you can see here the detail of his shackle. All right, well, I guess that might be about it. Jaw rotation, yeah, there's not really much of any other articulation here, but again, I'll just leave you with some pictures and you can take a look at it. Well, there we have it, the review of all the figures in the Black Series Rancor pit, Jabba's Rancor pit. So just stay tuned if you want and take a look at the still photos I'll have at the end. I really appreciate that thumbs up and that subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, I'll try to get some more material up soon. And thank you for your time. More importantly, yes, thank you for your time. And take care, everybody.